Testing, testing, testing. Oh, okay, I got it. I got one, but this is the um, microphone from the computer. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me now? Yes, no, maybe so. It looks like it's working. On my end, I see the little thing moving. Do you guys, can you hear me? Frankie, do you see the sound? Ethio Trade, thank you for reposting. Can you guys hear me? Put in the chat. Yes, woohoo! All right, success. So we can get started now. All right. I updated the Streamlabs this morning, and so that is what happened. So, sometimes updates happen. I was working on getting back onto TikTok today, and I'm going to get that working this afternoon so that I should be back on TikTok. Just got to figure out that so I was also in my TikTok app, signed in through there. So maybe that also created a bit of a hiccup and a headache. All right, there are the limits for today. I don't think we'll need them. But today is also an 11 day. It's an end of the month day. And so it's really funny. I have to put this up here because I have to show you guys this because I found this hilarious, right? Okay, we'll just put this up here. So Jim Cramer is talking about, awesome, Jespy. It's really easy one afternoon. So he's talking about folds, potato chips. It's happening. This looks totally set up, right? Like totally staged. His family picture looks staged. Why on earth does he have Dulcolax on here? Why does he have Dulcolax? Why is he advertising that? Do these totally stop you up and you need stool softener when you eat them? I mean, it's like, that doesn't make sense. So anyway, that was Jim Cramer's post today. And I asked him, I'm like, why do you have Dulcolax here? Does it mean that you need to have stool softener when you eat them? So that was funny. That was super funny. Okay, so the 31st tonight. So we have Amazon overnight. We have Apple overnight. Those are going to be two pre-earnings trades. So definitely we're going to talk about those today. Tonight, if you hold it overnight, that is going to be higher risk in getting into it. And let's see, this totally didn't post what I wanted to put up today. Totally wrong. Streamlabs. Ay. But you know what? It's all good. It's all good in the hood. QCOM, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft are going to be highlights today. Had to change that. Let's see. Did I mistype? Cancel. Hold on. No, I typed it correctly. QCOM. All right. Thank you, Frankie, for telling me that I did not have sound. Really appreciate that. A lot of times I get going and I'll be like 20 minutes in and then boom, we don't have any sound. So let's look at our crypto fear and greed. Let's look at our calendar for today. What do we have going on? At 8:30, we have some other we've got unemployment costs, CPI numbers, and then tonight we have big majors. This week in general tends to have the most earnings announcements ever. So regular fear and greed for the stock market is 66, a bit of a power number there, but might be positioning. Thank you, Lorenzo, and a 62 on crypto. So we might see a bigger move expansion in the crypto space today. Let's go over here. Whoo-wee. So, it always throws you for a loop when stuff doesn't really want to work. So let's check out right off the bat, actually, let's go to Apple, right? Where are we today with Apple? We are slightly advancing. They pulled it back down to the 33. So we're going to put Apple up here for today. These are going to be fairly volatile in my opinion with the earnings coming up tomorrow. So they had it down here at 201.30. You see there's the 61% on the 61% Fibonacci, right? If you don't know what Fibonacci is, go to Investopedia and check it out. We have italics happening, meaning that we have the earnings overnight tonight. All right, let's check out Amazon. Same scenario, they have their earnings overnight as well. So let's put Amazon on here, 9.6 billion. Point of control all the way down at 204.96. Let's get that. We're going to make that another happening overnight. So caution in holding it. Microsoft up 41%. Not 41%, 8%. Whew, that would be a great move if it was up 41%. Those are just usually the low floats. Look, I didn't even start my music yet. We got to have the tunes, right? All right, so since earnings, big money, 556.66. Like I said on my Angela Miles, that, hey, I am a full-on bull. Checking out AMD, Nvda, and Apple. Those are the ones I think we're going to see a bigger move up end of the month. And, well, looks like that was correct. When we have the talk of declining interest rates, that really pushes the market up. We also have SMH that advanced as well. All of the tech stocks, AI stocks, really moving to the upside. All right, we also have Meta reporting with 80-point gains today. We haven't seen Pinterest yet. I'm curious to see. Hold on. I'm going to do Meta here. But this is what always happens. They threaten to make it look like it's going to be a short, and then they pop it with earnings. It's like classic move. Okay, my kids are really, they're really arguing. That means be quiet. Did you hear? They got pretty quiet. All right. CVS as well, moving to the upside. All right, so CVS is a nice 7% gain. Microsoft 8%, Meta 11%, APLD. Let's check it out. Applied Digital, a nice 21%. So you know what? We're gonna put Applied Digital on there today too. We also have CVS. We have Bristol Myers Squibb. We have so many earnings tonight, last night, that this is testing a resistance zone here. So it's a sort of like a cup and handle, but this has declined too much. More than 50% means that it is a failed move there. Let's put on our new point of control. We saw in the past they were down at 10.19. Now they're at 10.97. If you all have any questions, put it in the chat. If you have any stocks, cryptos you'd like my opinion on, put it in the chat. There are a lot that are moving and active today. So know that we can't put every single one on because that's just not possible. Shake Shack had earnings, but not a lot of volume. Bud, let's go to Anheuser-Busch, QCOM, Race. I did see that Race, I don't know where I was looking at it, and I saw Race had earnings, but I guess people aren't drinking beer. I'm not a beer drinker myself. All right, 60.18. They are arguing like crazy. Like cats and dogs. I'm excited to get back on TikTok, help more people. On average, I was like, I had about 400 people over there. But it kicked the bucket on me. All right, let's go right here. Let's sort this by volume. ARM, CFLT. What is CFLT? CFLT had the biggest drop. Confluent. for an earnings today. And they sold way up there, right? Oh, hold on. Yep. 26.41. So that looks like a full-on bear to me. I'd like it better, lower priced if it was. Ooh, silver is pulling back. All right, let's also look at ARM. I think CFLT is going to have a lot of movement, in my opinion, because it's lower priced. The price point for people to enter is easier. Now, they did sell at 26.41. So this could have a bigger drop down. They might bring it down to 17.81 like they set up yesterday. So we shall see. Let's just put that there for now. Don't worry, I'm going to make those bold as well. Let's look at ARM. Let's check out how the ARM is doing. Did it get cut off? All right, all right, all right. So ARM, big money is at 151.98. Looks like they wanted to take it up, right? But looks like they might have sold some more today. So all of these are earnings. Let's also check out Nvda. Nvda is moving to the upside, so I'm going to put that over here. And let's check out Tesla. Don't worry, we'll get these two regulars, our regulars on the show, shall we say. What do we want to call it? What do you guys think? Would it be fun to call my morning live stream something? What do you guys think? The Jane Show. How about we call it C. Jane Trade? C. Jane Plan. C. Jane. How about C. Jane? C. Jane Talk Stocks. Let's come up with a good name. 321.27. All right. We have just so many moving. There's so many potential opportunities today. I also want to put on my little list over here of extras that we're going to look at coin and we're going to look at cute MicroStrategy. All right. So let me tweet out. Ooh, where'd my little window go? There we go. Sorry, I'm doing a little dance on the, let's see the post that came up. So many bots that come up. Hold on. First class, Stalker CJ, okay. First class with Jane, like that. All right, let me tweet out what we're going over. So, you guys might find me and go, Jane, why should we give it? You know what? That you have anything to say about the stock market. Well, I've been in the stock market since 2000 and started off as a registered assistant to 4 different brokers. So I had my broker's license to handle tickets. We wrote paper tickets. I know, I don't look that old, right? So I was there during the dot-com bubble. The dot-com era ended. Catastrophe. They were laying people off. It was partner with a broker of 25 years or go into or take a layoff, my first layoff of my life, scary moments, and follow another passion of culinary school. Well, I went to culinary school in Europe, was first in my class at Cordon Bleu. And then I came back, fast forward, I'm pregnant and working for the airlines. I've immigrated to Canada and I'm the lowest one on the totem pole and boom, my job gets cut again. 8 months pregnant. Oh my goodness. A little bit of fear there as well. And then I decided, you know what? I need to figure out what I'm going to do. My daughter is 6 months old. They give you 11 months off in Canada paid, which is pretty awesome. And then I said, you know what? I want to be a day trader. I started off with Timothy Sykes. I went into Ross Cameron's room. He tried to use my experience as, hey, you're one of my students, one of my success stories. I was like, I was never one of your students. I just joined the chat room. I never went through any of your training. And I didn't like Ross Cameron's style, much like Timothy Sykes. I started liking large caps. And then I found the dark pools with Stephanie Kerman, worked with her, did hosting events of trading seminars, Modern Trader Summit. And then, you know, fast forward to a year ago and back working myself and found the point of control. And this makes life so easy. This shows the big money level right on your chart. No following prints, no following level 2. It shows you in real time where the biggest money is. Makes the biggest sense to me. So if you guys want to learn more about that, you can go to carpeprofit.com right here, CARPE profit.com, scroll to the bottom, and there's how to trade like a billionaire right there. That's an ebook about setting it all up. Jaspreet, if you have any questions, just reach out. I am, here to help people profit. The big guys run the market. So what is this big money point of control? We got the whales. The whales have the big money. They have the big wallets. They move the market with the waves. So where they have their money, boom. If the price action goes up, they were buying. If the price action from where they have their position, which is my hand, goes down, they were selling. It's that easy. So for these swing trades, 24 hours, right here, we have they've moved it down today. 117, yesterday it was 118. Okay, so 117, 873, 38. They moved it back down. For the intraday, Jane, what the heck do you mean by intraday? First class trades, how about that? Lorenzo, I like that. First class trade setups by Jane, with Jane. Okay, read that and I was brainstorming. So, intraday, just today's volume. That's what I like to look at. You might find that you like to use this tool in another way. Totally awesome, totally cool. There's so many different ways to trade, but you have to trust your instruments. Like in flying, I'm an instrument rated pilot. That's where Airplane Jane comes in. I've also worked in aviation. So you have to trust your instruments. You have to trust the stock charts. You have to trust your trading system. If you don't trust your trading system, you're going to be flopping around. You're going to be floundering. You're going to be losing money. So you have to study. You have to use a system that works, and you have to trust it. Intraday trading, I like to look at just where the big money is personally for today. For today on Bitcoin, it's this yellow and red right here. Okay, that is 118, 447.09. All right, that is the absolute basics. We're going to start getting a little faster, and then we're going to put it all together. We'll be rocking when these stocks come. All right, for Ethereum, the daily level has not changed, 37.45. Intraday level over here, let's pop this over. Looks like 38.60 and 62 cents. 38.60 and 62 cents. All right, let's go to XRP. You can see we're starting to build some steam here. All right, daily has not changed, 3.4481. Intraday, let's make sure we got it right at the beginning. Looks like 313.70. Let's go to Doge. Now, which one do you like? You know what, Lorenzo, I was talking, I don't even remember. First class trades with Jane, trade setups. First class trade setups. Today's first class trade setups. Okay, how about that? Okay, so has not changed on the daily over here. 0.22. You can see the mom, like my brain multitasks. 0.22338. Some might call it ADHD. Some might call it different ways of thinking. I just make myself laugh. Okay, intraday level is 180 and 40 cents. Okay, so let's go back to Bitcoin. Now that you guys understand how to figure out the daily point of control and the intraday point of control, let's look at trade setups. So I have it set up so that these green lines are 70% of the trade volume. Well, we likely want to go outside the 70%, likely want to bring it to a nice round number. So let's do 118. Oopla. Let me change the price. Here we go. 118,700. Boom, right there. Or below right here, let's go 118,300. You see how it bounced off of that twice? Third time could be pretty messy. All right, okay, there we go. All right, so potential bear trade, short trade below 118,300 for the day and 118,700 for a long for the day. We are above the big money. We have been somewhat in this megaphone zone right here. So I would anticipate, since we came down and tested the bottom barrier, I would anticipate a move potentially up to 120 up here. There you go. Thank you, Lorenzo, for notating it so I can go back and look at that. All right, so over here, let's bring this on to the chart so I can see. Boom. All right. So let's put it up here. I'm going to do 38.75. We could go to 38.80 right there, just above it, because the bulk of the volume is 70%. They did sell some here, but we've got selling wicks. So we want to see it more like a candle close above that. For long trade, we are below the big money, 70% at 38.42. Came down here. We want to go below this. Let's go 38.20 here. It's not going to be that large of a move. Let's see. Actually, that's a pretty good space. About 30 bucks. 38.20, which is roughly 1%. 38.75 right there. Beautiful. Okay, let's go to XRP. Is that a question, Roger, or is that a statement? All right, so let's just put this here. $3.16, that gives you 1 cent. Let's put this up here to $3.19. Let's get out of the mucky muck. Let's get out of the mud. Let's get out of the traffic zone. There we go. And I appreciate you all helping me with the sound. I'm sorry it was a little delayed. Working on getting back on TikTok again so I can help people over there too. Statement. Got it. Awesome, Roger. I agree. Okay, so let's go Doge 0.225 or below. We've got the 33 right there at 0.215. They bounced off of the 33. Jane, why do you have the 33 on your chart? Well, I have it on there because I find that it bounces and that algorithms use it. But, you know, anything that's on your chart, as long as it works, why not leave it there, right? Roger, hey, listen, if it works for you and that's your style, go with it. Don't say that it's bad. Have confidence in yourself, right? Okay, 182 to prove the upside. We're breaking below 180 over here. So let's put 179.50. Gives you 70 cents there. Okay, 179.50 and 182. There we go. There's the crypto for today. Also, if you are new to the live stream, new to checking out what I am talking about, please join in the chat. I will not bite. I'm here to help. That's the whole reason why it's here. All questions are good questions, and we can check out other stocks as well. I've got some others. Oops, you know what? I forgot to put over here. Let's put that. Also, first class There we go. Trade setups. Using it already, Lorenzo. On Nvda, coin, and MicroStrategy. Boom, done. Okay, so we've got the crypto portion done, posted that out. Let's go to Apple, right? We've got Apple's earnings tomorrow after hours, you see? So, oh, actually, tomorrow after hours. No, today after hours. You know what? Oops, I did not want to move that. Let's go to this, one of my favorite buttons, the undo button. I want this line. No, I want horizontal line. Look at all those rays. I got to clean up my chart. Here we go. No, that's not it. Let's go coordinates. Let's move that down to 209. Let's put that decimal point in there. All right. Okay. And let's bring it back to a 5-minute chart. I got to clean up my Apple. I have so many. It's because I have the dark pool levels down here. So you can see that, hey, we've got so much dark pool down here. So I'll just sort of, oops, again, I didn't want to take that one off over here. Ah, thanks, Roger. It's also your hard work, though. It's not on me. You're the trader, right? What did I do? I totally mixed things up. I made this too big. How did I make it so big? All right, we'll deal with that later. All right, looks kind of like a shoulder, head, shoulder. So to me, it would need to really break up above 209.50 or below 208.88. Now, I also check out the short volume. I'm just going to go right into it. If you have a question about it, ask me what it is. Otherwise, I'm just going to go ahead and put it here. I'm going to somewhat assume that you guys know what I'm talking about when I say short volume so that I can go ahead and get this done quickly, hopefully before we have those announcements at 6:30, at 8:30. Thanks, Jaspreet. Jaspreet said, I'm learning. Yeah, she made things easy. Couldn't agree more. The more that you complicate it, listen, I'm like somebody that loves analysis. I love research. But when you go, okay, it's above, I got to go short or I got to sell, then it makes it easier, right? You follow a rule. It's discipline. Discipline. So when I first started in the market, I had my 6-month-old baby. I took out 6,000 and I just like burned through it, right? That was February of 2015. Then I started to get serious, I'd say August. And what ended up happening was I paper traded. And I rocked it because I studied the market. When you study it, you take it seriously like a profession, then you're going to do well. So when it's just a, hey, I'm going to trade today, and it's really sort of lackadaisical, it doesn't always work out so well. All right, we have a big upward move with earnings. Big money is now at 556.66 for Microsoft. So they closed yesterday pretty much 555. Yeah, let's see what's the close. 555.74. So just below that. For today, we got to go above 558.50. There's no camarillas or pivots. Typically, we tend to see a 3-day move in the same direction. Hopefully we're going to see that tomorrow with Apple. A nice big move to the upside. The blue lines here are the outer bounds of the volume from this point of control, just so you know. So above 561.16 would really catapult it. Below 553.84 would also drop it. There we go. All right, let's go to Meta. All right, so Meta, similar, but they bought all the way down at 757.61. You see, still down there. So this is more bullish to me, the 80%. Let's put up above 779. Big money is down there at 757.61. So in my opinion, let's say if we go below 770, I'm going to give it a long range. You could be a bit more aggressive and try to take a scalp, but the big money bought. So I don't want you to get stuck. Let's do it even better. 780, right? 780 and 770. It's a higher price stock. Not everybody can trade that. So that's why I put some different price ranges on here today. However, I know a lot of people get into Facebook and all that good stuff. Okay, Applied Digital. Let's go up above 1250 or below 1212. $12.12 and $12.50. So we can see positioning on two of the earnings trades right here. The other three, big money is below us, so potential for it to move up. Be careful shorting the earnings gapping up and buying the earnings dropping. Wait until the third day or a bottom is set up, in my opinion, for the earnings that are dropping. Why is it like that? I don't see a trade up here. Do you guys see a trade up here? High of 62, so why? Okay, let me move it over. Oh, there we go. Just one more. All right, that looks better. So let's put this up here, up above 60.80. Yeah, you see, they make it kind of easy. Well, no, we can bring it down to 60.50. 60.50 might get stuck at 60.80 right there where they had point of control before, but it looks like it wants to go lower. How low can she go? Did all the bubbles, did somebody open the can early and this one's going flat? Sorry, bad joke. Do you guys use dad jokes on Uber? I mean, not Uber, on Waive. It's really funny. That's right. In a good go right. You can't go wrong. They make me laugh. They're so funny. Half a mile. Police noted ahead. They're investigating an illegal. Oh, they're so bad, it's funny. All right, QCOM. Let's see. They have big money volume all the way down here, which was the low, but it feels like they really, since earnings, 149. So 149 and 150, 150. And listen, I am not a stand-up comedian. I know that. But the beautiful thing is I'm not afraid to laugh at myself. Because if I can't laugh at me, I'm going to feel pretty uncomfortable if others are laughing, right? That's the way I view it. All right, 1850, big money is right here, but from earnings, they sold at 26.41. So caution, caution. I'm going to put it 1950. It looks like they might want to bounce this to sell more, and we're definitely going to have resistance at the close of yesterday's candle at 1922. So it's probably going to get stuck around 1922. They took it there, and you might see that it pops up. Let's go to 45 minutes on this chart. It might go all the way to 2270 before it rolls back down, but big money did sell on this. 1850 and 1950. All right, let's go to ARM. Who out there would watch me on TikTok once I figure it out again? Tune in while driving. Might not be able to read the charts. That's okay. All right. I would love to. Okay, 153 and 150.02. No, just kidding. 150. 150, 153. And Tesla. Let's go over here. Refresh. All right. So we have employment cost index went up. Unemployment claims went down. Surprising that's not green. Oh, TikTok's banned in India. So sorry. Well, then you've got Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and I got to get back on Kick as well. Everything was streaming beautifully until there was an update, much like today. And then there's an issue with, you know, with the microphones, all that sort of stuff. So I have to see what's going on. It could be that I went into my TikTok and that's what happened, that it overrode the microphone access for Streamlabs. So all sorts of things, right? I just have to figure it out. I get it, you know, only one software can access the hardware at one time, but I just need to troubleshoot it. That's all. So that's why I went to a different mic and got it working for today. Okay, 183.50 for Nvda for today and 182.50. There you go. So Nvda 182.50 and 183.50, which we're about to test. If it breaks 183.50, go to 183.80. That would be my next one. All right, let's go to Coinbase. So Coinbase, ooh, big money is above us now. Coinbase also has earnings after hours today. So I can see that big money has sold right here. They sold over here. Are they going to take it back up, be greedy? Or like I said, many times they can buy, get greedy, buy more, and then take it higher. So it could be one of these things, right? So here's our line. They can buy here, go down, and then up, or they're selling, they take it up and then go down. So it's sort of like the, hey, let's convince everyone that it's dropping so that we have more to buy right before earnings, which I mentioned yesterday, that might happen on a couple of stocks, or vice versa. Oh, it's the best thing ever, Jim Cramer. It's going to go to the moon. And then boom, it crashes. Well, they had to have a mouthpiece to advertise it, right? So that's what the news is for me. It's the advertising to get people in or out and actually have them lose money. So should you necessarily listen to the news while you're trading? Maybe if you feel like it's helping you, but if you see that it has no value to you, do you see a head and shoulders? Shoulder, head, weaker here, it's still dropping, right? I see a head and shoulders setup right now on the day for Coinbase. They are taking it up maybe to suck everybody in. If we're not able to have a close above 393.40, this one, I think, in my opinion, is going down. But we'll see what it is tomorrow. I could be completely wrong. 50-50 chance. Let's see what's going on with MicroStrategy. That's why I don't hold it through earnings. All right, MicroStrategy. We're hanging around that big money point of control. They tested up here. They held it up there for a little while from the past earnings. And this one is, oh, tonight as well. So let's go over here. Big money, 403. Thank you for making it easy. Or below 401. How about that? 401 and 403 for MicroStrategy. All right, let's go to the indexes. Quick. Dow, we are still up above. Price levels down here, 443.43. Did not change. Let's just expand this a little bit. All right. So for the Dow today, they brought it up here, 446.40, 446.20. Let's do 446.50 or below 445.50. Boom. 445.50, 446.50. There we go. Let's go to Russell. Russell seems to be a little bit toppy. Wowie wow. They took this one, which is back from January, 223. They moved that sucker. 223. Where is it? 52. So we are below 2. The one from April still down here at 209. Maybe they're going to take it down to 209. What happens on the Russell with 2,000 stocks can sometimes indicate where the broader market is going to go. This is going to be the smaller cap stocks, right? So you are looking at the smaller priced stocks, smaller valuation overall. So let's do 220 and 220.80. So we are below 2 of the 3 big money levels. More importantly, we're below the one since January. Qs, yep, low interest rates pulling it higher. However, we have a lot going on overnight for the Qs. So in my opinion, I would be cautious swinging this overnight because there's a lot of tech stocks. However, like I did say earlier, they many times like to make it look like it's going to drop at the end of the day. And then what happens? They skyrocket. We are above all greens. This is giving me a little moment of pause. Hey, wait a second. We've got the 2,000 stocks and they are slowing them down. Maybe it's because of the earnings. There was a lot that reported earnings. Look at how we see all this jumping around. So green, 589. This, yeah, that's okay. That's 589, 80, 599.40, and then 624. Ooh la la. 624.23. All right. 641.50. Let's make it a 640.80. Let's go here. 641. 641. I'd love to put it right here, but we had this right here. 639.50. All right, there we go. So we've got some little bit of reflection there on the Russell because this is looking like, you know, they might be positioning to start selling off a little bit. Maybe they're just trying to attack smaller businesses because all these others are pretty much large cap stocks. So that's what I see for now. Hope you guys have an amazing trading day. I appreciate you all joining. I appreciate your patience this morning with the issue with the audio, but I'm glad I got it fixed and hopefully going to be live on TikTok tomorrow morning as well. So have an amazing trading day. Carpe profit, seize those profits one trade at a time. Check out my website, Carpe Profit.